Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about manifesting is not a trying process. You probably may have heard this from time to time, or you may not, and you may think that manifesting is a trying process. There's a set of things that you have to do in order to manifest the things that you want into your life. First of all, let's just talk about what manifesting is. Manifesting is not something that you suddenly decide that you're going to do in your life. You've never manifested before and now you're going to manifest, because basically you've been manifesting all of your life. So let's just take the word manifesting out of this equation and let's just look at the way that life is. This is life. This is the way things are. This is like gravity. This thing that happens that means that we create what we create in our life happens regardless. It happens whether we're trying to do it or, whether we're purposely trying to bring something into our lives or not. It's happening anyway. It's happening all of the time, and we are not trying to make things happen. Sometimes wonderful things will have come into your life that you've just thought of and you've desired, had a bit of a feeling of, and not really known what you were doing. And other times, what you perceive to be negative things will have come into your life based on a feeling that you've had, a thought that you've had, but you didn't know what you were doing. You didn't know that you were directing your thoughts and your feelings, or then creating that vibration within you, which was then going to bring that event to you. And I have created wonderful things, generally on purpose, and not so wonderful things when I didn't know what I was doing. And when I look back at some of those things, it was so on point to how I was feeling inside. Basically, I would think of an event that, oh, what if this happened? And I would really feel it as if it had happened, and then it would happen. And I'd think, oh my God. And I would kind of deep down know that it was me, but not be sure, because didn't really know much about this and didn't know how this worked, but it did, and it happened. And sometimes within a couple of days of me having a thought or a feeling like that. So with this in mind, it's happening anyway. It's happening. So it's not a trying process. So once you put trying into the equation and you try to do something, you immediately add some resistance, because you are looking for the result. You are inevitably looking for the result. So how is the best way to work with this on an everyday basis, in order that those things that you do want, you just absolutely know that they are yours. You know that if you feel that they are yours and you feel the energy of them, and eventually they will be yours, and you know that without a shadow of a doubt. So how do you do that? Isn't that better, working like that, than working for each individual thing? And when I say working for, again, you don't want to work for it. As soon as you start working for it, absolutely, by affirming and doing all of those things, you can bring stuff into your life. But generally, you do that, you're working really hard because it's a relationship that you want back, or you want in your life, and you will see bits of it. You will see, yes, you will get some contact, this will happen, that will happen, you will have a meetup, whatever. But if you are just looking at each individual thing like that, you're never completely on the right track, because yes, you get snippets of things, but it doesn't last. And what I would like for you guys is that it does last. It just becomes a way of life. So those things aren't the be all and end all. They just become parts of your life that you know that you can bring into your life. You sort of tap into the feeling of them. You know that once you desire it, it is a possibility, and then you know that once you kind of get the feeling of it a bit, it is a probability, and you just know that without a shadow of a doubt, and you have that knowing feeling of, it is done, I don't need to do anything else. That's all I need, is to have the feeling of it. It's all that I need. It really is. And you totally are on board with that. And the best way to do that is to practice that, to know that you are powerful. All of the time you're powerful. You're powerful every single day of your life. Only if you're not directing it in the right way, you end up sort of turning that against yourself and manifesting things that you don't want. Even when you manifest something even when something happens in your life seemingly negative, try to see it as a positive. Try to see it as, I don't know, I'm just perceiving this as negative, but this is on the way to what I really want, because I'm in that right feeling state. And if you are in that right feeling state, that's what will happen. Sometimes things will seem to go really off track, but if you don't then give that off track feeling momentum, and you just go with it, think, I'm going to go with this and see where this goes, it will lead to better. Always leads to better. Now, my lovely coaching client Lynette, who I was speaking to yesterday in the States, I'm just going to give her as an example, because she has completely run with this idea of things. Yeah, it's all in my feelings. The reason this has all been going wrong and not been going the way that I wanted it to, relationship-wise, not so much work-wise, but mostly relationship-wise, is because I'm feeling this. I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling like, things aren't working out. And I'm having that feeling inside of me is what's showing to me. And she will say that she ran with this because she'd looked at a ton of stuff on YouTube and nothing was resonating. And she liked the idea of not having to work for it. And she thought, yeah. And she completely ran with that and and when things did look to be going off track slightly, she would not allow that feeling of it's going off track. She would go, no, she would go and listen to a subliminal and just relax herself and think, no, everything is going to be cool because I'm claiming this, because this is how I want to live. I am going to live this way, and there's nothing wrong with expecting everything to be good. What do you have to lose by expecting everything to be good? Or you can say, what do you have to lose? So you get a bit disappointed if it doesn't. Well, that's not the end of the world, is it? So she just completely ran with it. And I kid you not, I think it was October that we spoke the first time. And she ran with it. She ran with that idea. And her life is awesome. No, I'm not even exaggerating. We were talking yesterday and she did say, I know that I don't need to be seeing you anymore, but I just like to catch up with you once a month just to let you know the good things. And it's brilliant for me because all I hear is positivity from her, and it's awesome because I know that she's completely run with this. She knows it's not a trying process. She completely gets that now. So she has the odd day where she might feel, but she just deals with it by listening to a subliminal or, distracting herself or whatever. But she fully is on board with it. It's all about her feeling state and nothing else. And she's very driven in life anyway, and she's got a really good job, and she's always been driven in life, even when she was younger, to do really well at things. So she's got that inbuilt thing. So tap into that part of yourself. I am driven to making this work for me, and the way I make this work for me is knowing that it's all about my feelings. So if I'm doing a ton of techniques, how do I feel about those techniques? Let's just sit down and take some time. Okay, I'm doing all of these techniques, but how do they make me feel? And really look at what's going on with your feelings, because that's what you'll be seeing in life. You won't be seeing the things that you're doing, you'll be seeing your feelings. Yes, you might see the odd snippet of that, but if you want to maintain stuff, and with her, in particular Lynette, with her relationship, honestly, it's so great right now. There was a third party involved, but that was ending anyway, so it wasn't like, she didn't do anything to contribute to that. So Lynette said that back in the day when she was younger, she used to know that she was destined to have this amazing relationship, this out-of-the-world relationship, this sort of fairy tale relationship. But over time, as things progressed, and she thought this person was it, but then, things happen in relationships and she started to think, well, maybe that's not going to happen for me. But she had this deep down knowing that it would. And now she has that with the very person that things were going wrong with before. And they just had this awesome relationship. And she said to me yesterday, the past is now the past. So whatever happened in the past does not affect her at all, because she knows that that's the past. It's just a memory. It's nothing. It does not have any power to affect what she can have now with this person. If she does not allow it to. So she doesn't. It's like gone. Like it's just gone. She does not sort of engage with it at all. It's just, to be honest, I would say it's just not a factor in her life anymore. What's the factor now is the way this relationship started progressing, and she just jumped onto that and she's gone with it, which is very much my personality. Is once things are good, I don't then look for them to go wrong and just think, oh, how could that go wrong now? I've never done that. So very much she is on board with this. This is what it is now, and I'm going to go with it and enjoy it. Why shouldn't I? So really throwing herself into these things. So when you get good stuff happen, throw yourself into it. Really go for it and think, what's the worst that can happen if this doesn't work out? Don't try to distract yourself when you get to the point of, oh, but maybe you see a bit of behaviour from somebody that you don't like. Well, don't give it any focus. Don't give it momentum. Just distract yourself from it. Tell yourself it's a possibility that this is just temporary, or basically distract yourself from it. Stick on a subliminal. Say your things to yourself, and I'm awesome, I'm a catch, and I am worthy of all of the good things I want in my life. I am in charge of my reality, all of that stuff, whatever it takes to pull yourself away from that feeling and get back on track, onto the good feeling state, into the good feeling state, whatever it takes. But then don't obsess about that. Really know that it's just about your feelings, and use those techniques as such just to get yourself back in the mood, back in the good vibration. That's all you want to use those things for, really. And, if you love doing techniques, that's a different thing, isn't it? But, if you're doing them as a means to an end, better just to have a simpler solution to life, and this is a simpler solution to life. You're still going to get your days where you feel a bit off, and that's fine, absolutely fine. If you just think, okay, whatever, what can I do to make myself feel better today? I can either go with it because I know it will pass and I'll feel different tomorrow, which you will, or I can put on my subliminal, put on my affirmations, whatever it is that you like to listen to. Go and read that book that I like to read to give me that boost every so often. There's a ton of things that you can do, and just decide that you will control your feelings will not control you. That's the best way to work with this. It really is, to know that it's all about you, it's all about your feelings and nothing else. So if you're doing stuff, look at how it makes you feel. Always look at how it makes you feel. If it doesn't make you feel good, it's not your thing. It's not for you. It's not the way forward for you, and you don't need to. You don't need to do anything. And I was saying to Lynette that actually it's quite difficult to teach people not to do too much, because people want to be taught to do something in order to get to this end result. But you get to the end result with your feeling state. The end result, there's never an end result, is there really? Life goes on. But you get to the good things with your feeling state and understanding that it's just all about your feelings and nothing else. So whatever you do to get there is what works for you and what feels good for you. And if it doesn't feel good for you, it's not going to help you. So if something is not making you feel good, say to yourself, this isn't serving me. This is not serving me. It's not for me. Put it to one side, and then don't be searching online for more and more techniques, that one magic technique that's going to work for you, because there isn't. The magic comes from you, it comes from within, it comes from your feelings, it comes from your feeling state on a day-to-day basis. I do like to use affirmations every single day now, and I didn't years ago. I've changed my mind on affirmations over the years, and I love them, but I love a selection that I use. I have 10 core ones that I use, and they're all based around self-concept, nothing else, because if your self-concept is good, everything in life is a little bit easier, I believe. I'm not saying I'm going to do another video on self-concept and how self-concept doesn't particularly affect manifestation, but it does help you. It propels you through life if you have a good self-concept. So all of mine are based around that, and it's okay to say that you are awesome. If I'd have said I was awesome like 5 years ago, I would have cringed and thought, oh my God, you can't say that. And I would have told myself why I wasn't awesome. But now I just think, yeah, I am awesome. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say that and feel good about that. So it's all about you bigging yourself up all of the time. And if you big yourself up every single day, all of those things that you want, you'll still want them, but you won't have that attachment to them. And you just will know, you'll have this deep down kind of knowing inside that this is what life is, this is how life is unfolding according to your feelings, and you'll know that, and you'll just go with the flow more so. It's all about working on you. If you get yourself to a good space, everything else comes much more naturally, to the point where you wonder if you even manifested it. You wonder if it would have happened anyway, and that's when you know you're there. Well, we're never there. I'm always learning. I learn things from my clients, I really do, and that's what I love about doing this, is I am always learning stuff. It's like a scientist, isn't it? I said on my members area, I'm in a way, I'm like a scientist. I'm not anywhere near like a scientist, brains wise, but always learning and never feeling like I know it all, never feeling like that, always feeling like there's more to learn, but loving that there's always more to learn, and I will pick up things from my clients as I go, which I absolutely love. So I didn't really tell the next story, and I wasn't intending to do that, but I just wanted to say that is somebody that has completely run with it and completely got on board with the fact that it's all about her feelings and not about the things that she does. All about her feeling state and maintaining that, and knowing how to maintain that, and knowing what works for her. And it's just a distraction thing if she has a moment, and not engaging in all of this negative self-talk, which she had done before, which we've all done before, haven't we? I used to do that, because you get a negative thought and you water it and you water it and you water it. So it grows and it grows and it grows. And as it grows, so does that negative vibration, but it's negative for you. It's only what's negative for you. Negative and positive, good and bad, doesn't really exist. It's only the label that we put on it, because it's what we think something is, that it is. It only matters what we think it is, doesn't it? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks it is. So if somebody else sees something differently, then that's on them, it's not on you. So it's whatever you feel and think is what's important to you. So manifesting is not a trying process, it's just something we do day in, day out. And if we can switch to that way of thinking and maybe take the word manifesting out of the equation for us, because I don't think of myself as manifesting stuff when I want stuff. I just kind of have this deep knowing that once I want it and I really feel that desire for it and feel the feeling of it, I know that at some point it's going to show up in my life in one way or another. I don't then think, right, I'm going to manifest this now. The word for me, manifesting, doesn't really feature in my life. It does when I'm talking about it, of course it does, because I need to get people to watch my videos, but it's not really a feature for me. For me, it's I'm creating with my feelings, and if I can watch my feelings and have a decent, I don't like this phrase mental diet really, but have a decent inner chatter the majority of the time, then that is going to be how my life pans out, and it definitely has. And since using those sort of self-affirmation phrases for a good 6 months or so now, I've really felt that things are propelling and moving really fast. Another really good affirmation I'll give you, a really short phrase, is I'm happy, healthy and wealthy. I always like to use wealthy last because it's not the most important thing, but you find what's the most important order for you. But happy encompasses everything, doesn't it? Healthy, what's better than being healthy? And wealthy. Great to have as much money as you need and be able to do the things that you want to do, but it's not the be all and end all. Happy and healthy are the most important two, aren't they? But I like to stick wealthy on the end. I love that phrase and I use that every single day. I get up, I make my breakfast, I'm happy, healthy and wealthy. I'll say it a few times throughout the day. It's just something else that I've included in there. If it helps you, awesome. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm an author. All of my books are listed below, all based around the law of attraction. I offer Zoom coaching, I offer email coaching, I offer a one-off email coaching support plan for you. You tell me your story and I'll give you the best advice based on your personality and your feelings moving forward. And I try to keep my prices really cost effective. I hope that they are, whilst being good for me but also being good for you guys. So pop along to my coaching page, it's listed below, and just have a look at what I offer and see if anything suits you. My son Harrison has a channel, Harrison Ellis, and his is mostly based around specific person, but that's also listed below. Other than that, thank you for watching and have a great day.